What's going on, YouTube? Hope everyone's having a great day. If this is your first time clicking on this channel, welcome. And we're going to get straight into it. And we're going to talk about, should you buy a Scatpack with intentions on modifying it? Now, when I say modify, I'm not talking about your basic mods like a oil catch can, cold air intake, exhaust, and stuff like that. I'm talking about heavily modifying it, doing engine work, transmission work, and just upgrading all that stuff, your rear diff and all those type of things. So should you? There's only one reason I think you should, and this is if you have the extra money. And that's if you want something different, something that you can't buy, right? We're talking about something that's totally not stock, something that's an eye catcher. When you are racing and stuff like that, whatever you're doing. And that would be the only reason I would think that you would want to buy a Scatpack and heavily modify it and try to get that horsepower, the Hellcat horsepower out of it. It's not impossible. It is very possible to do so, but that comes with a hefty price tag, right? So I ran into these questions myself because we're in the Hellcat today, but right before I bought this Hellcat, I had a Daytona 392 with the 6.4 Hemi, which is, if you guys don't know, the Daytona 392 is essentially a Scatpack, but it's just a different trim, right? You have different things like on the headrest, you have Daytona. You have the decals outside on the both fenders. It says 392, and then on your you have a decal that says Daytona going across the hood, and not the hood, but sorry, the trunk. And basically, I bought it with intentions on heavily modifying it and putting a Wimple supercharger on there and doing all these things and trying to get that extra power out of it. But that after I started doing research, I'm like, man, I'm just digging myself in a hole. It's this rabbit hole of, well, if I do this, now I have to do this to complement that and all these other things. It's like one thing after another. So this video is to help anyone who's questioning and thinking about buying a Scatpack and modifying it that way. So the biggest downfall when you do that is going to be how much money you spend, and you want to do things right. You don't want to cheap out on car mods, right? I hope everyone knows that it's not going to be it's really not going to save you money at the end of the day. You're going to actually be getting this cheap part, and then it breaks, you replace it, then you learn from your mistakes. So anyways, I've been through that before. I'll never do that again. But getting back onto the main point, like I said, I was thinking about doing it, and I just figured out, I'm like, I'm either going to spend this extra money and upgrade my Daytona, or should I just go ahead and get rid of this thing and get a Hellcat? Now, I'm not telling everybody to go, and if you already have a Scatpack, go get rid of your Scatpack and buy a Hellcat, because everyone has different plans and stuff like that, and everyone can't just get rid of their car and buy a new car like that. But what I will say is, think about it hard. And yeah, just think about it hard. Figure out your money situation. Figure out what you're trying to spend, because I'm gonna tell you now, if you go and do that and go that route to where you buy a Scatpack, you already have a Scatpack, and you modify it, we're talking $16,000, $20,000, $25,000, $26,000 at the end of the day. A lot of those parts aren't cheap. Like if you want to put a supercharger, or a twin turbo, or anything crazy like that, it costs to be the boss. So just a supercharger alone is going to run you $8-9 grand, right? So just think about those things, and just think about it seriously. Think about your money situation, like I said, and if that's what you want to do. Now, some guys, they just want to get the Scatpack, they want to have fun with it, and that's the end of that. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with a Scatpack. Daytona 392 is still powerful. And honestly, I'll be for real with you guys, Scatpack off the line between a Scatpack and a Hellcat, that Scatpack is actually going to win and get that, not win the race, but is going to get that jump because it has more usable power applied to the, you know, to the tires and everything like that. A Hellcat is cool and all. I love my Hellcat. Nothing against my Hellcat. It is the best purchase I've made in a long time. Having fun with it, but you don't really get that usable power until you still, I'm in the same boat. I still have to spend extra money on drag radios if I want to take it to the strip and all these other things. But it's a little bit easier because Hellcat has already forged internals and stuff like that. So if you have a Scatpack, you don't have forged internals. So if you were wanting to supercharge that, you would have to upgrade the forged internals and all that stuff, let alone a supercharger. So that's when you start spending that money. So the only reason I would say is to get a Scatpack or have a Scatpack with the intentions on boosting it or anything like that is if you have the extra money and you just want something different, something that no one has, something that's kind of a sleeper. Now, don't get me wrong, a Scatpack is not a sleeper. Everyone knows how much power they'll still put down, but we're talking in the aspect of, oh wow, I didn't know it was that fast, like if you're in a road race or something like that. But yeah, with that being said, I hope this video was helpful and a little informative for you guys. I was just making this quick video because it's really been on my mind since I sold mine, and I figured I would maybe help someone who actually had questions or was thinking about doing that. So like I said, I hope this video was helpful. If it was helpful to you, do me a huge favor, like the video, subscribe, comment, and I would also like to know other people's thoughts on this. If you have different thoughts than I do, I would love to hear those. We can converse back and forth through the comments. And yeah, see you guys on the next video.